Start off with an opening statement from Coach and then open it up for questions.
Well, Week 6 presents us with another great challenge. Obviously, we've got the defending MEAC champions coming in to Dick Price this coming week, and I'll go back to this past week a little bit. It's tough to sit here week in and week out and say we didn't do this, we didn't do that. But I thought our kids played hard for 4 quarters. We did not make some plays that we needed to make down the stretch. We made some mistakes down the stretch, and that cost us the ball game. And ultimately, my job as the head coach is to make sure that we prepare these guys and put them in the best possible situation to win. So, the preparation and the readiness and the ability to make those plays, always lies, at the feet of the head coach. So, I'm going to make sure that we're better. Our guys are going to make sure that we're better. One thing that you can't take away from our team is that these kids are playing extremely hard, and we've just got to have the ball bounce our way a few times and cut some of our mistakes so that we can win a football game. A&T is one of the better teams in the country, as they have been for the past couple of years. Coach Washington does a tremendous job preparing his team, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, they've got one of the best tailbacks, I believe, in the country. And defensively, it's a typical Sam Washington-led defense. They're big, they're fast, they're physical. They get after you. But I like our football team, and I like our chances. If we can show up Saturday and play the way that we're capable of playing and cut our mistakes and make plays when they need to be made and do the things we need to do, we can make it a very competitive game on Saturday.
Coach, you've been close enough to be at least 2-2 to this point, maybe even 3-1. What do you think is that one small thing that's been lacking that you guys need to shore up?
I think it's just the ability to finish, and obviously that's something that comes back to me. Something that we've got to do differently as a coaching staff to prepare our players and put them in situations so that we don't make key mistakes in crucial times. We could very well be, as you said, 2-2 or 3-1, but we're not. And the positive part of it is we're still alive in the MEAC championship race. We've got a great opportunity this week to play the defending champions, and I think we match up pretty well on both sides of the ball, and we've got to make sure that we can stop their rushing attack, and we've got to make sure that we can attack some things that we may be able to attack defensively so that we can continue to put points on the board.
Red zone offense is something that you've been working on for a few years now. Now that this season you guys are 100%, is it purely just like execution, or have you been calling different types of plays to get you guys so successful?
Well, you guys are the one that said we had a poor offense. It's the same scheme that we've been running. We've just got more mature guys running it. But it's just a matter of guys are making good decisions in the red zone and execution. We're able to run the ball down there. We're able to throw the ball down there, and it's something that we've always placed a ton of emphasis on. And our guys are doing a very good job of being able to get touchdowns. Not only just points in the red zone, and that's been a huge positive for us. And a lot of it's got to do with the play of the quarterback. I think he's probably got 7 or 8 red zone touchdown passes, and it's because he's making good decisions, and the guys are making plays for him down there.
Where do you start to try and contain Martin?
You got to put 12 people on the field somehow, some way. I think it's one of these things where this guy's a really, really good football player, and obviously they've had Tariq Cohen there before, but this guy's a different kind of back. He's fast, he's physical. He breaks tackles, and they've got a big physical offensive line. So what we've got to do is try to put as many people near the ball as we possibly can, and when we actually do get our hands on him, we've got to make sure that we get him down. We've got to get 11 guys to the ball. We've got to gang tackle, and we've got to do whatever it takes to try to get him stopped. I don't know that you go into the game trying to stop him. You want to contain him and make sure that you can put these guys in situations where you're forcing them to throw the football down the field.
Ricky, what have you been seeing on film for Martin? What is his skill set, and what do you guys have to do on the defensive line to try to slow him down?
Yeah, it's really just like Coach said. He's a really good back, and he's probably the best back in the conference. But as a D-line and as a defensive front, we just have to make sure we get our hands on the linemen and hold our gaps. And when we get a chance to tackle them, we got to tackle them and get everybody to the ball.
All right, Coach, what kind of problems does Khalil Carter, their quarterback, present?
He's played for a long time. Obviously, when Lamar was there, they split some time last year, so he's capable of throwing the ball down the field. He's capable of running it. Obviously, it seems like Elijah Bell's been there forever, and he's got a big target to throw to. He's got a fast target to throw to. So they've got skilled guys all over the place. But I think the thing that if you can put anyone in obvious passing situations, it gives you a little bit more free will to do what you want on defense. So Stopping the run is concern one, obviously, but we've got to contain the skill that they have at wideout. And if you look at it, special teams wise, they've got guys that can make plays on special teams too. So we've got to continue to stay consistent. I think we've played very well on special teams. We've played much better on offense and on defense. We played a little better last week, but we've got to be able to get people off the field on third downs.
Gerald, so far A&T's got the conference's top rushing defense. What do you guys have to do to find success against that stout front?
We just have to come out and start early. We can't try to fill out the game. We have to come out and attack early and make sure we make our presence known.
Coach, what have you seen from Gerald so far this year, especially with Aaron missing a couple games, knowing that Gerald's been the guy and he's been helping tutelage Kevin?
Well, it's been great to see Gerald progress. Obviously, he got into training camp late last year and had very good flashes. There were times during the summer, where he could have easily been the starter, and we're still kind of playing running back by committee, and it's not because no one's better than the other, but when you are running the ball and trying to be as physical as we're being, we're playing multiple people at that position or other positions because you're trying to keep guys healthy. 12 games is a long season. I had someone ask me the other day, why we're playing so many people, and we're playing so many people because A, we have talented guys that are, we have guys that are talented enough to play, and B, you're trying to get guys through a 12-game season, and Gerald's one of those guys that's, been a leader, been able to help. Kevin was able to fill in, for the weeks that Savage was out. Football is very important to him, and he does a tremendous job with it. Ton of maturity. Going the junior college route that Gerald went's not a very easy route by any stretch. You go from Northern Virginia to California where you're essentially on your own as a young man. And I think when he was able to come to Norfolk State and being a normal 4-year program, he really showed a ton of appreciation for the difference between a junior college and a 4-year college, and it showed through the way that he's worked over the years.
Gerald, what are the relationships like in the camaraderie in the running back room? How do you guys get along with each other?
We get along well. We all want to see each other shine. There's nothing negative about any of us. We all like to see each other just go out there and do our thing. Like with Kevin, nobody expected him to do the things he's doing, but we're happy to see him doing it because he's an amazing player, and we just all have love for each other, and it's nothing bad at all.
Coach, what have you thought about Ricky's performance so far this season?
Rick missed a chunk of time during training camp, so he kind of worked his way back, and obviously, he's in a very competitive room with Chris and Deshaun and all those guys. But, Ricky's very steady. And, again, you've got a graduate student, so he's very mature and methodical about the way that he goes about it. And we've actually seen him progress and kind of get back to his old self. But when you miss as much of training camp as he did, it's going to take a while to shake the rust off. And I think he's done a great job of doing that so far. And we're looking forward to getting the Ricky Thomas that we had a year ago back.
Yeah, Ricky, do you think that can be kind of a blessing in disguise? Maybe you have a little bit more rest. You feel like you have a little bit more tread on your tires now that you missed some time?
I think the first couple of games is really just what Coach said. I was a little rushed. Not playing for a month kind of does that to you. But I think through these first couple of games back, I'm getting back to the player I know I can be, and hopefully these next couple of games I can show everybody that.
Hey, Coach, one thing I did want to ask you about, only 3 sacks for you guys in 5 games. Is that just a matter of you guys just aren't getting there just in time, or you guys are getting plenty of pressure? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you must have been in our team meeting on Saturday because we brought that up. It's something that it's twofold. Obviously, we've got to be able to get more pressure with a 4-man rush, and 2, defensively, we've got to be able to just pressure people. Period. You can't let quarterbacks in this league sit back and pick your secondary apart. So we've got to make some adjustments defensively, and we've got to make some adjustments effort-wise on the defensive line just to be able to beat one-on-one blocks. So it's something that we're definitely concerned about, something that we're definitely going to adjust because, sacks and pressures create turnovers. And I think if you're not getting the proper amount of pressure, then, you're not turning the ball over as much.
Yeah, Ricky, what have you been seeing on the field from your perspective along the line? What do you think you guys need to do to turn things up a little bit?
Yeah, so I think we've had moments where we've gotten some good rushes, and we've had moments where we've gotten some good pressure on the quarterback. But we need to just turn it up. We need to come off the ball a little better, and then when we get our chances, when we get them in 3rd and longs, 2nd and longs, we just need to do what we have to do to get to the quarterback and not let anybody get in our way.
Coach, diving a little bit more specifics, what else can you say about A&T's defense and the problems they present?
Well, the great thing about Sam's defense is that he doesn't do a ton. I can tell you what front he's going to be in. I can tell you what coverage he's going to be in, and he's got guys that play hard. The defensive line, they play well with their hands. They're high energy motor-wise. The second level, he's got linebackers that are very good football players. They got Mac McCain back in the secondary. One thing about A&T is they play with a ton of confidence, and that's something that I think our kids have done a better job of. If you look at us last week, for us to be able to finish a game and have an opportunity to kick an onside kick to win the game says a lot about how far our program's come. So we're chasing people like A&T, and we want it to happen sooner than later. And when you got guys like Gerald and Ricky leading your team, you've got an opportunity. But A&T definitely presents you problems, and I think their simplicity is what gives them the ability to be as talented as they are on defense. When you don't have to do a lot, when you don't have to blitz to create pressure, when you can get pressure with just a four-man rush and sit back and play, coverage, it definitely helps your defense a ton.
Gerald, in your time here at Norfolk State the past couple of years, what have you learned to like about the university and being a part of this team?
I like the tradition. I like from last year, I like how close we are as a team. Like Coach brought it up a couple meetings ago, how he come in the locker room during the summer, we all be playing Uno and just like the little things together that we didn't have last year, and we see how really far we came as a team. And I just like the way I like how things are looking right now. We got a good team.
So you guys stayed friends when you guys gave each other pick six cards and stuff?
Nah, we don't take it easy on each other now.
Ricky, same thing for you. What have you learned to like about this university and your team?
Yeah, so the university in whole, I just like how the campus is pretty tight-knit. I feel like it's like a big high school in that everyone kind of knows each other and everybody's pretty cool with each other. And the team, like Gerald said, from last year I felt like we've come closer. I feel like everybody pretty much talks to everybody, and we all have a working relationship with one another, and we all want to see each other succeed.
And Coach, what are these two guys like off the field?
They're fairly similar. Both quiet guys. I mean, they're older guys, so they're very mature. Obviously, Ricky, is in his second year in a graduate program, and he's doing a tremendous job. He's a semifinalist for what award's that, Matt? For the Campbell Trophy, and that's a great recognition for our program. It says that we've got guys that are student athletes. I mean, you don't realize the rigor of playing college football, but mixing college football and the graduate program says a lot about who Ricky is. And Gerald's worked his tail off. As I said, I mean, people don't understand the junior college journey, and when you can make it from a junior college journey and end up here and be successful in school and be a mentor and leaders to guys in the running back room and on the offense. It says a ton about him, and people don't realize how close this team is. I mean, for us to go through what we've gone through, and for these kids to still show up and play hard and have smiles on their face, and it's a very close knit group, players to players, coaches to coaches, coaches to players, all those things, and we're going to have a breakthrough here pretty soon, and I want it for those guys because they deserve it, and they're working their tails off to get it, and when we do get it, it's going to be a great thing.